right?
Yeah, no joke. I know you guys are out of the loop on this, but every time I hit about level 20, my chance to get killed goes up dramatically the closer I get to 30.
Yeah, we don't need zombie brains right now.
We tried. There seems to be something going on with the server at the moment. It doesn't like Bombcraft at all. Every time we try to load up Bombcraft or try to play with it at all, we inevitably end up crashing the server. Whether it's a server issue, a local issue, interaction, whatever.
Let's see now. I need. There, that many. Let's see. Yeah, we see your whole area and raise you an entire age.
Yeah, we dedicated an age just specifically for Islamic research. So that if anything goes wrong during the research process, we're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call that paranoia. I call it common sense. Although given some people, I'd say might classify as uncommon sense.
Mm-hmm. As the motivational poster featuring Deadpool says, common sense. So rare, it's a superpower.
I'm getting close to preparing to go to the next stage of bee breeding.
Woohoo!
So far, my noble line is ready.
Cool.
And the diligent line is almost ready. But I want to move them both at the same time. There are other bad things that can happen, toxic. At the moment, the zombie is the one that's implemented, but there are other problems that can arise, and I don't want to have a really bad off area that goes from suddenly just being bad off, gets updated, and then everything goes, well, down the chute. Although, ironically enough, our base, we did take a look through some goggles, and it's actually not that bad off for atomic energies. Unfortunately, we keep hearing atomic lightning sporadically, so that is some concern.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, while we do want to get into Thumb, we have other priorities, and unfortunately, Thumb is that sleeping dragon with a big sign over its head saying, "Do not poke."
Whoops. Hey, Matt.
Matt, you said you were a modder. What mod did you make? Ah. What did it do?
$45 ores.
That's a lot of stuff. I've seen other mods like that where they added a lot of different ores and such.
Metallurgy.
Yeah. And a lot of them don't usually get too successful for the fact that it gets hard for the average player to figure it out. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I've seen some that add a lot that succeed beyond all reason, but as long as it's straightforward. I've tried to make a mod myself, but after looking at the code and the networking interfaces stuff that I'd have to do just to make it, I gave up at that point. What do you think, Harold? Should I mention the mod I was looking at making?
Nah. Leave them guessing. Yes, game, I know there's an unlit cave nearby.
Are you that hard up on Lance right now?
Not really. Well, actually I am. I only have 5 left, but... I have 5 regulars plus the 15 wraths. Angry villager! Angry zombie! Pot shot, huh? Okay. For that, you die. For that, you die before the angry zombie does.
Well, if you're finding a lot of cool names there, Matt, you might want to think about what type of mod you want to add. Like, if you just have a lot of really cool names, you might want to look at some RPG elements. Like, forget adding the ores. Just add a mod that randomly puts, say, a legendary sword in like random dungeon chests, so people who are dungeon diving can have a chance to find them. Or have a thing like, if you look at Diablo 2, the Heroic Cube, how it would randomly, if the right materials are thrown in, craft an item. It's not preset, it's random. Something like that would be cool if you just have a bunch of names you want to throw out. And it's not something anybody has actually done doing it that way. Most people try to mine and craft, but a lot of people forget that there are other aspects to this game aside from the ones that make up the name. There's the exploration, there's discovery.
There's getting the hell away from depth 12. Oh.
Well, any mod item other than an ore. You don't see ores in dungeon chests. At least, not terribly often.
Yay, I almost have the basalt part of the road out to the ice plains. He's coming at me with gravel. It's cute. Oh, this is awesome.
I find the best way to learn how to do something when it comes to that type of situation is mostly to, like when it comes to learning, say, Java, pick a project, something you want to stick through to the end, but don't pick something that goes well beyond your strength. But find something that you'll want to push yourself to complete, but not to the point that you want to get sick of it. That's what I do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Angry Zombie came after me with a brain.
He thinks he's fighting for the wrong team.
Yep.
The last two diligent queens are being resistant to changing species.
Uh-huh.
You just don't want to let go of forest.
Yep. Or as we affectionately like to call it, blame Richard G.
If something went wrong, it's Richard G's fault.
He's also not the kind of player I would let on a server, honestly. Oh, I wouldn't. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. But the problem isn't his coding; it's his griefing.
Not any server that's big enough is going to have a grief. There's no two ways about it. But it's better to have the grief that you know than the grief that you don't.
Mm-hmm. There's that stage of roadway done. I am done with basalt pavers for that section. Let's see now. I need... We found a number of steel armor and tools and whatnot. Hello.
Hey,
Look at that. That was a spider jockey, but the jockey was on fire. And when things get laggy like that, I'm glad that I plan to overshoot the creeper and keep going, rather than...
Hey, little tree.
Oh, you were on fire already. Okay.
Wow, we actually starting to get a live channel here.
Yay. Yeah, you probably do. Oh, I'm not doing too bad. The other side of the building. That's it. It doesn't go anywhere yet. It's planned to go either long haul or Mistcraft portal to the quarries that I set up at various locations and do all the processing here at the base. I haven't gotten into the Greg Tech specific stuff like the computer cube and all that yet, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that. Logistics pipes is going to be fun though.
For the most part, Greg Tech, while it has a lot of interesting stuff, it takes too many resources to get into, and we're still essentially trying to get solidly established where we are now. We have a lot of things in checklist as to how to get going, and neither of us are really familiar with Greg Tech all that much.
Yeah. Although the hatred, the visceral hatred some people do towards Greg Tech just amuses the hell out of me. And I only have to say 3 words to make it, to justify it. I only need to give 3 words to justify using Greg Tech. Use for tungsten. There are several recipes of its own, as well as mixed metal ingots can be made with tungsten instead of refined iron, and it increases the yield of the recipe. Yeah, quartz is Zycraft. Yeah.
The thing that I really disagree with the most when it comes to the Greg Tech is increased in the expense of a lot of recipes. That's pretty much it. And half the stuff he increased the cost of are underused anyway. The other half, when he did it, it just doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, it's turned off on the server.
Most of them are. The iridium plate one is still turned on, but a lot of the recipes that GregTech rebalances have been turned off.
The only two of any real note anyway are the one for quarries needing a drill.
And the drill itself.
Well, the solar panels too, but while we use solar panels, those don't really have much in the way of output.
I'm sorry, industrial centrifuge redstone problem solved on solar panels. I know, we've got some on the roof. The two can be installed side by side, you know. That one's going to just be a pain in the ass, so deleted.
I do have one advice for you guys if you ever decide to set up a server, especially if you're going to coordinate with somebody. Make sure that you and everybody who you're going to play with have different specialties, because if not, you're going to be stepping on each other's toes constantly.
Let's put it this way. I set 18 plus because I occasionally stream while on the MC Epoch TeamSpeak, which means that there's a possibility that Jaded Cat will be involved. I'm flagged 18 plus because I'm sometimes in the same channel as her when she's streaming, and I don't expect her to clean up hers. I flag mine. It ends up being easier. Let's see, 5 lamps. Here's the thing. Will Wheaton rule?
Relogging. I have some ghost bees here.
Okay. This figures. Not really. Sometimes I do actually get into it. Sometimes the game pisses me off to the point that I actually do start cursing up a storm, and I don't want to subject people to that needlessly. Just, you know, Will Wheaton rule. Don't be a dick.